Good morning, friends. What is today? Oh my God. It is August 19th. The year is almost up. We are almost down to the fourth quarter of the year. I am going to pop a podcast up this morning, The Introvert's Guide to Navigating an Extroverted World. This is usually one of the top questions on my Ask FM. And so a lot of people are saying, I'm shy, I'm introverted. And it seems like this is such an extroverted world or sport or, business can be. And so I'm going to do my 5 quick points to get this done, hopefully before my housekeeper gets here because I don't like being here when she's here because I feel like she tries to have me help and I don't want to help. Number one, there are so many successful introverts, and if you haven't looked any up, I would suggest you Google that today, this morning, this afternoon. If you are shy, the first thing that you should do for yourself is find successful introverts. And so I looked some up. You've got Barack Obama, you've got Zuckerberg of Facebook fame. They say Rosa Parks, Gandhi, J.K. Rowling of Harry Potter. You will find that there are so many people that have become successful even by being an introvert. And I think that that will give you some courage to get out there and to realize that it's okay to be an introvert. There will be times where you'll have to navigate some social situations, but being an introvert is not and will not hold you back from being a successful business person. It absolutely will not. I think that there may be some moments where you'll need to speak or you'll need to represent yourself in a way, but there's nothing, being shy and people recognize that won't stop you. And one of the things that I think is great about introverts is that, they don't do a lot of small talk. And honestly, when you are really trying to become a successful business person, you don't have time for all the fluff. And so if you're a person that knows how to be by yourself, knock your stuff out, you actually are at an advantage. Number two is I have to be who you are. I'm going to give you some exercises and some things that I have done, but I don't think that you should ever attempt to become something that you're not. Don't do what you don't really feel 115% comfortable doing. Now, I am going to push you to do some, but there's no need. Like, I think that we can do baby steps. And when I get to the end, I'm going to walk you through some steps that you can do. But I think that you have to find your fit. So usually if you find something, you find a job or you find a career that you're really passionate about, you'll be, even in your shyness, you'll be more apt to talk about it because it's just something that makes you so happy. And so have you ever had those moments, if you're an introvert, where you're in a big group and you just like blurt out something because you're like, oh my God, that's my thing. That's typically how I am. And for those of you that are online and you're bloggers or you're vloggers and you're used to doing things at home, that's cool. Like, that's what's so dope about social media and the internet is that it allows you to have your own corner of the world to do your thing. And so let's not knock that. Um, Definitely number three is going to be practice. So I always say if you go to something huge, to find your little small group inside of a large setting. And number four is super important because I don't think that you really recognize that you have to remove yourself from the way you receive reactions, responses, rejections, understanding that those are not a reflection of you. And so let's just say, you go do something and you don't get the reaction or response that you wanted, and you receive that as this is a reflection of who I am. I didn't get this because I'm not good enough versus saying I didn't get this because there's something better out there. And so I think that that's really a perception shift in how you receive things and review things and removing yourself from it. Really understanding that the choices and decisions that people make are not always based on you. Sometimes they may be, and even if they are, that's okay. But not allowing the rejection to bury you so low that you can't recover from it. And so it really is a function of dusting yourself off, dusting your shoulders off, and saying, I didn't get this one, but I'm going to get the next one. I didn't succeed this time in having the kind of conversation that I would have liked, but I'll do it next time. Yeah, have you ever been in a room and really needed to speak to someone, but you kind of just like froze up so bad that you couldn't say anything? And I've done it before. And not beating yourself up, and either trying one of two things. If you can contact that person, like let's just say via email, the next day, and just kind of be honest and say, oh my God, I really wanted to speak to you, but I sort of like froze up. I didn't realize the gravity of meeting you, like how that was going to make me feel, but I wanted to meet you and talk to you, da 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 da, something like that. That is not terrible. And so, number 5, and this is obviously a really short one, because if you go to my Ask FM, I've answered tons of different scenarios on this. But I'll tell you a little bit about myself, and I will tell you some of the things that I did to kind of get over it. Now, I am in many ways an introvert, which might be shocking to a lot of people because I do so many public things. I have never been too shy to be on camera, like recording, which is so crazy. So I love doing things, recording things for like Curlbox TV, or even when I was in high school, I used to go to a high school that aired the morning news to all the classrooms. Every classroom had a television built into it, and me and my friend, we did the news every morning for our senior year, and I loved it. But you're like, how can a person be an introvert and do stuff like that? I don't know. That's just kind of a safe place. That's where I feel comfy. Like I feel more comfortable doing that than I probably would in an audience of like hundreds of thousands. It's just strange. Um, Also, something that I've done. Sorry, I was sipping my coffee. Um, Also, something else that I would say about myself is that I I googled myself the other day, and I googled. Sometimes I Google just to see what people are searching for, and one of the things I saw is like Myleik podcast. I think Instagram net worth. I guess it's funny people want to know how much money. I don't even know how do you find somebody's net worth. Like what does that really mean? If you guys know, tweet me. And then I saw one that said Myleik rude. And so I was like, wow, nobody wants to be perceived that, or, sometimes it's just gossip and people hear that. But I think that when you're such an outward person, sometimes if someone meets you and you aren't outward, it comes across as, oh my gosh, she seems like she's always outgoing and talking and chitty chatting. And then I meet her and she has nothing to say. And I think that it's difficult for people to understand that, when you are an introvert, but you excel in spaces that you really love, which is my personality, if you catch me somewhere else, I am very one track minded, meaning if I've got something on my mind, it's damn near impossible to get me to think about anything else, which is something that, I'm working on, but I'm insanely focused, like crazy OCD focused. So if you come up to me and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to tell you about my bubblegum business and this and that, and in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about the fact that, my air conditioner just went out at my house, which has happened before, it's going to be difficult for me to be invested in what you're saying when all I'm trying to do is solve this problem in the back of my mind. So, because I have that kind of personality, I try to work on being aware. And these are some of the things that I've done to break me out of that sort of thing. And my mom used to be on my case about it. So my mom is super outgoing. I mean, my mom is like super extroverted, crazy outgoing. My mom's like always, as a kid, she's like, get out there and dance. Show them what you can do. And I'm just like, dude, chill out. Like, mom, chill. So having the kind of mom that I have, has kind of really forced me out of my shell. I didn't have a choice. But as an adult, trying to find my safe space as a person who enjoys solitary moments, but really wanted to thrive in an extroverted world. As many of you know, I read a lot. I did a lot of reading reading gives you so much information and allows you to have conversations with just about anybody. Even if you read tons of articles, you have researched many things. I'm telling you, I have in the moments where I really felt like I didn't have anything to say, it's always great to, oh my God, a couple days ago, this is me, this is how I do it. Oh my God, a couple days ago, I was reading this article about how the so and so was blah, blah, blah. And people are like, really? And then that's kind of how you get that ball going. And so when you have this huge bank of like information. And I remember my first boyfriend used to tell people, Myleik knows everything about nothing. Jokingly, because I would just know all kinds of useless facts, like what is the strongest muscle in the body. It's a really funny and crazy icebreaker, but a lot of people don't know. And it's the tongue, by the way. But it's just a nice and kind of funny way to get the ball rolling and not super cheesy. Number two is complimenting people. If you walk into a room and you really don't know what to say, find something on that person that you can compliment. Oh my God, I really love those earrings. People will respond to a compliment every single day of the week. If you don't believe me, try it. And if it does, like, I will make a bet with you. If it doesn't work, let's bet something. It always works. And people are like, oh my God, thank you so much. My grandmother got me this. My son got me this. People, and then now you've kind of, whatever you in your mind, you view this person as like, a lot of times we view people as larger than us, and really everybody's on the same playing field. It's just how you choose to, the level that you choose to put somebody else on, that person may not be putting themselves in that place. But that kind of disarms people, and it kind of disarms you and gets everybody on the same playing field. When you don't know something, if somebody's talking about something and you're in a room and you're trying to work the room or whatever, and you don't know what the hell they're talking about, the best thing you can do is say, oh my God, I have no, like, I've never heard of that. Tell me more. People love that. The number one thing that I learned is that people love to talk about themselves, love to talk about what they're working on, love to talk about things that are important to them. And if you say that you don't know, tell me more, it shows interest. You will likely, this person will remember you, and you will have like full engagement, and it really works. And I think that's all that I have for now. I hope that worked. It's a little scattered because, as you can see, I'm trying to rush because I cannot be here. But if you have any questions, it's ask.fm/MyleikTeal. Tweet me sometimes. You can hit me up on Instagram. I try to answer as much stuff as I can. If you can't find what you're looking for, scroll. I think I have finally hit over 500 questions on my Ask FM, and I try to answer as many questions as I can. So it is Tuesday. Have a really fantastic rest of the week. Talk to you soon.